I'm not going to bother running down my HUD for you guys. One, there's quite a few stats. Two, I don't have that many hands on many players. And I know when I watch videos, everybody takes time out to go through their HUD, and then I just sit there and like, what does that stat mean? I don't remember any of it, you know? So I'll bring up any relevant info when it comes up. But just so you guys are aware, the pink stat on the top right-hand corner, that's their fold to 3-bet. I guess that stat will kind of be a little bit relevant, but again, samples just suck. So gambler is like not 3-betting at all. I'm gonna fold this hand. I'm not sure if I would kind of I would need to call here. Seems. I think I'd give him a little bit of credit there and make some bigger folds. I also I'm a little bit unsure of how to play the squeezes, honestly, because I mean, there's different ways of looking at it. I'll try and open up like PokerStove or Equilab or some type of software and talk about that a bit. I'm not really sure how to play the squeezes right now because I mean like pot odds and whatnot kind of you think that would dictate that um, I'd want to call some percentage of the time. But then when I look at the ranges, the hand ranges that people squeeze with pre-flop, I think like a lot of people are pretty depolarized when they squeeze, and it's just like a really big value range where people squeeze with. I'm checking Ace King down by the way because I don't really think I get too many better hands to fold, and my hand does really well when I hit an Ace and a King. I have a little bit of showdown value. I'm sure you guys have heard it all before, and I just think this hand's way too strong to bluff. This is a tempting hand to bet. It might just be kind of futile though, where I don't get enough folds on a queen and a nine, but just because there's so many gut shots and pairs. But I have 8 high, my hand pretty much sucks, but there are some decent turn cards for it. So I think when people squeeze, like you end up seeing like a lot of hands, like people squeeze like tens plus, and then they squeeze ace queen and ace king, and then like I'm using air quotes right now, like their bluffs are the tempting call. Like I feel like with this hand, I'm getting there's 5 in the pot. I have to call 2, but it's sort of like implied that there's going to be at least another $2. Like I'm almost getting 4 to 1, so I wouldn't feel too bad calling there actually. But like, and then the hands that people like squeeze as like a air quotes bluff are like ace jack offsuit, king jack offsuit. So like, does it really make sense to be calling squeezes with hands that end up being? Oh, that was a misclick, guys. Sorry, I meant to. Yeah, that was a misclick. Does it really make sense to be calling squeezes with hands that are like really dominated by that range? Like if you run your equity with like Jack 10 suited against against something like this, where let's see if I can pull it up, where you've got like ace jack plus and all the ace jacks and all the king queens and better, and then you give them like tens plus. Like if you run your equity there with a hand like Jack 10 suited, you're just getting smashed by that range. I guess Jack 10's not terrible, but like I mean you've got 33%. So it's not really that great. And if you run other hands, like I mean you can do, I think King 10 suited is actually equal or worse. Yeah, I mean the same equity. Like at best you're gonna have like 30% with those hands. And I think that like that's around the point where I mean I don't know, it doesn't feel too great to be calling, I guess. Um, Whereas against polarized 3-betting ranges, I think those hands are pretty damn strong. We'll take a look at Ricketts. I think one tabling. Let's just see. It's hard for me to tell, I guess, since it is a Sunday and people might be on other games. I think that's usually a call. I would usually call Jack Queen off there, but just a one tabling unknown. He's not playing any tournaments right now. I think that it's probably okay to err on the tight side and make a fold with Jack Queen off. But against most regulars, I think that's probably in call territory.